Hey guys, download Unacademy app and use my referral Suyash10 to get discount on 1 month subscription. Thank you. Hello everybody, this is Suyash Goyal signing in. I hope you all are doing very well. So first of all, a very warm welcome to all of you who are right now with me in this particular session. So now this is my profile on which I'll come later. First of all, let me tell you why we are connected today, what we are going to discuss here in this particular session. So here I'm going to discuss with you some of the strategies which we need to follow as far as your class 10th preparation is concerned, as far as your class 10th examinations are concerned. So we'll be talking about some of the basic core areas, some of the important things which we need to keep in our mind while moving forward with our preparations for class 10th board, right? So these are the things which we are going to discuss in this particular session. Talking about myself, so as you can see, my photo is not clear over there, not visible over there. That's fine. So now this is Suyash Goyal, and I'm an engineer by profession but teacher by heart. I've been teaching for more than 6 years now, and I am associated with an academy for a very long time, since November 2017. I personally love mathematics, English, and science a lot. Okay, in science as well, I love physics and chemistry. And these are the subjects which I'll be taking here on an academy to help you guys score more, get your concepts clear, and a lot of things we'll be doing together on an academy moving forward. This is my profile link, which you can see over here. That's www.unacademy.com/user/suyashgoyal.k. Also, if you are planning to subscribe for Unacademy Plus, you can use my code Suyash10. So in capital, it's Suyash, which is written over there, Suyash, then without any space, 1010, and you'll get a flat 10% discount over there. So moving forward with this particular session, let's talk about the strategies. Let's talk about what are we going to follow in class 10, which can actually help us to score good, okay, which can help us to get things in a much better way, to get concepts in a much better way, so that we can do something good at the end of our 10th. Okay, we can do something good moving forward in 11th and 12th. So we'll be discussing everything, and strategizing things is very important when we are starting them. So this is April, and moving forward, we have a year ahead when we will be learning things, when we will be learning concepts, when we will be strategizing things. We'll be going through mathematics, science, social science, computer, and so many subjects which are there in class 10. We'll be talking about all of them. I mean, you will be learning all of them. So at this point of time, it becomes very important for us to make a correct strategy for that. Okay, it is very important for us to forget the bad habits which we had, because it just takes 21 days to make a habit. And if you are going to consume the first 21 days, then maybe it is going to be a good year for you at the end. Or if you do not do that, I don't know, maybe you are lucky or not. Okay, so now let's talk about the strategies, starting with the course structure, or the overview of all the chapters which we have in class 10th. Okay, so now when we talk about class 10th, there are so many chapters which are so much related to class 9th, and some are new. Okay, so I'll talk about the new one first, like trigonometry. So this is something which is something which we'll be studying for the first time. We haven't heard about it. What is trigonometry? We are only used to listening mensuration, number system, real numbers, algebra, polynomials, linear equations. We are known to all these words, and statistics, probability. Okay, mensuration, area, volume, surface area, total surface area, curved surface area. We know these things very well. Coordinate geometry as well, like XY plane, Cartesian plane, all that, we know that. Trigonometry is something which is new. So this is related to triangles, and it will be fun. It will be fun. Believe me, it will really be fun talking about trigonometry, because this is very interesting, very, very interesting. And the second thing is that this is just the beginning of trigonometry. It will not leave you in 11th. I mean, if you are planning to take science by any chance, then it will not leave you in 11th, and it will not leave you in 12th as well. Okay, so trigonometry is a part of your 11th and 12th mathematics as well. It is a very important branch of mathematics. There is a lot to learn in trigonometry and it has great applications. Okay, I mean, you will be using trigonometry everywhere in your physics, in your chemistry, in your mathematics as well. So you will have numerous opportunities when you will be able to use trigonometry in your questions. Okay, it's fun, it's based on triangles, and we will have a good time learning trigonometry, don't worry about that. And then we have number system, so again something similar to class 9. Then we have algebra. So in algebra, polynomials, we have pair of linear equations in two variables we have. Then we have quadratic equations. Okay, so quadratic equations, I mean, I don't know whether you are aware about it or not, how much you studied in class 9. No issues with that, don't worry, we'll talk about everything. It is the degree second equation. I mean, when x to the power 2, the highest degree is 2, which is there in a particular question or in a particular equation. So it's like x square plus 3x plus 2, x square minus 3x minus 5. So we will be talking about these equations in detail. Okay, we'll talk about quadratic equations in detail. Then we have arithmetic progressions. This is again a very interesting topic, a new topic, we haven't heard about it. Based on linear equations, it will be fun talking about this topic. So it's like when we talk about series, okay, just like I say 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now if you see, after 1 it's 3, after 3 it's 5, after 5 it's 7, after 7 it's 9. So difference of 2, right? Okay, so this is AP, arithmetic progression. So we have a starting term, we have an ending term, and then we have a common difference. Like the difference remains the same between two numbers. So this is not AP. I mean, this is just the definition of AP. The mathematics behind AP is so much, which we will be discussing when we'll talk about this topic in detail. Okay, there's so much fun about these APs, and we'll do that, okay, when we'll take this topic. Then we have coordinate geometry. Again, it's a known topic, we'll discuss something more about it, okay, moving forward. Then geometry. Okay, so now in geometry we'll talk about triangles and circles. Now these are important topics. We'll talk a lot about triangles, we'll talk a lot about circles. There are a lot of things which we'll cover related to circles. We'll learn so many things about circles and triangles as well. I already told you about trigonometry. Coming to mensuration, we'll talk about area, volume, circles, and then we have statistics and probability. So all in all, syllabus is quite similar to what we studied in class 9th, just a step ahead. Some topics are new, that's fine, we'll talk about them. These are very normal topics and are very interesting topics too. So you will love it when you learn these topics, because you will find it that yes, you are learning something new, which is really very interesting. Okay, so this is about the overview of the chapter. So I'm not talking about here about science, I'm just keeping it to mathematics here, so that we'll talk about science later, as this is just the introductory session, I mean the strategizing session. Okay, moving forward, a very big question which comes to my mind is difference between 9th and 10th. So what is going to be the basic difference between 9th and 10th? What should I do so that I do not repeat my mistakes which I made in 9th in 10th? Okay, so when we come to class 9th from class 8th, we come with so many misconceptions. Okay, we are used to that wrong way of learning things. In class 8th, we cram things. Okay, we try to score marks. That's the only agenda which we have on our list. I need to score more and more marks, that's it. Gone are the days of that particular mentality. When you are in 9th and when you are in 10th specifically, it is not going to work for you, because let me tell you that this is going to form the foundation for your higher classes. So whatever you have learned, you have already learned in 9th, or I don't know whether you learned or not. So in 9th, I'm talking about science as of now. All those topics will be there in class 11th, believe me. If I talk about motion, okay, if I talk about water related subjects which you topics which you covered in 9th, everything will be there in 11th class. Okay, And the science which you'll be studying here in class 10th, electricity, okay, and then we have magnetism, okay, these topics will be straight away there in class 12th. So this is the basic foundation which we are building. 9th 10th we call that foundation, and 11th 12th is the building which we actually develop on that foundation, right? So learning good and learning right in 10th standard is very important for you. Do not take it lightly at all, okay? It is not a light thing to do. And yes, the result is important. I'm not trying to just pressurize you, I'm not trying to force you that you should get marks. What I'm trying to tell you that when you'll go forward in your studies, maybe any bachelor course which you'll do, graduation, post graduation which you'll do, 10th marks are considerable. Okay, they are not going to ask you how much did you get in 9th or 8th or 7th or 11th. They'll ask you how much you got in 10th or 12th. So this is something which we follow in our society, in our education system, in our corporate world, that we are asked about our 9th, our 10th and 12th grades, nothing else. So it's a standardized way which we follow. You can say that we are only asked about 10th and 12th, or not even asked. I mean, you will be mentioning how much you got in 10th and how much you got in 12th in your resume, your CV. Okay. Or I would say in your terms, your introduction, which you'll be writing, which you'll be sending to anyone for a job application. Okay. So that is why you need to be serious now. Your result matters and it is going to affect your future. So now you need to be serious about how to strategize things so that you can get good grades at the end. Okay, getting good grades, it is not a big deal, believe me. And second thing is, cramming will not help you at all in that. Forget about it. If you are thinking, if you are in this misconception that you will cram things and it will work out for you and you'll get good marks in 10th, I'm sorry bro, you are already going in a wrong direction. You need to work upon it. You need to remove all these myths from your dictionary. Okay. People consider 9th as a rest year, 9th and 11th. So many students, they have such mentality that 9th is a rest year, 10th ka result matter karta hai, 11th is a rest year, 12th matters. That's wrong. So as I told you, 9th and 11th, 9th forms the foundation for 10th and 11th forms the foundation for 12th. These are not rest years, these are very important years. 9th is more important than 10th and 11th is more important than 12th. You came from 8 to 9, there's no one to guide you in the right direction. You were again cramming the things, you were again not going for the concept, you were again trying to study just before one day of examination, and you just messed it up. You did not get good marks. You messed up your 9th. That's okay, no issues. Chill, you are in 10th now. So the first and most important thing is, forget about what happened till now. It's your 10th and it is going to create a big impression for the whole of your life. So now just try to give it a positive start, getting it or not. Something which is very important for you. Forget about what happened in 9th. Now give it a positive start. Okay? Believe me, if you did not perform good in 9th, it will not affect your 10th, but you need to at least perform good in 10th. That's okay. You don't know things, what you study in 9th, that's fine, no issues. But now come on, get up, give it a positive start and say to yourself that yes, you can do it. If you think, then believe me, you can. No more cramming will work here. Just make a point of it. Try to understand the concept. That's what I try to mean. Cramming will not work anymore. What you need to do is, see, the course is vast now. Okay, there's no boundary, there's no limit to a particular course, there's no limit to questions. Now when you open your science books, you'll find so many questions out there. Why? Because things are conceptualized now. You will not be asked a question on any question basis, you will be asked a question on concept basis. The question will test it out that are you clear with the concept or not. So now you need to focus on concept rather than the questions. Okay, just try to focus more on the concepts. Whenever you study anything new, whenever you study any topic, any subject, just try to grab the concept. Okay, the only thing which should be your agenda is that I need to grab this concept in the best way possible, so that there should be no question left. So once if you are clear with the concept of motion, you can answer all the questions. Even if someone asks you that if a person is sitting in the train and the train is moving and I'm looking at that person from outside, so person is sitting but I see that person moving, why? So there are so many questions. There is no limitation to any question. I can ask you thousands of questions, but if you are clear with your concepts, you can answer all those 1,000 questions. If you're not clear with your concept, then it's all your luck. Maybe you have read about that question, that's why you can answer it. If you haven't, you will not be able to answer that. Are you getting that? But if you are clear with the concept, you will be able to answer these questions. So every time from now on, make a point of it that you will try to work on your concepts. The sole criteria, the sole responsibility which you have, the most important thing which you're going to work on is your concept. From now on, you will start grabbing the concept, not anything else. Just work on your concept. May it be science, may it be mathematics, just try to grab it. That's it. Okay. Result is important, I told you, because 10th results matter. I told you need to build the concepts. Now self-study and continuous evaluation. Exactly. So what happens is that when we talk about 8th, syllabus is less. 9th, you messed it up, but still result will not be visible to most of the people. You know it, but most of them will not know, because people are not going to ask you how much you got in 9th, but people will ask you how much you got in 10th. So you are not supposed to make the same mistake in 10th which you made in 9th. Okay, how you can make that possible, how you can make that happen? So you need to analyze your performance after a particular period of time, so that at the end you do not mess it up again. Okay, how you do that? Continuous evaluation. So try to appear for continuous evaluation. Ask your teachers to take continuous tests. Like we on Unacademy have weekly quizzes, we have mega quizzes, which allows you to continuously analyze your performance, where you stand. Okay, and accordingly you can work on those areas where you are not strong. Okay, accordingly you can work on those areas where the test shows that you are weak. Okay, self-study is very important. So whatever you are learning, whenever you are learning, that's fine, that's good. You have people to teach you, that's great. But once you learn something, please revise it as soon as possible. Please revise it as soon as possible. Try to solve questions based on that concept, because this is something which is very important. Without doing this, you cannot retain any concept for a longer period of time in your mind. Okay, so whatever you study, try to memorize it. How? By studying it by yourself, self-study. Okay, makes it clear? Moving forward, we are going to talk about level of difficulty of topic. So again, as I tell to everyone, that there is no level of difficulty defined for anything. Nothing is difficult if you are clear with the concept. So again, I'm saying what you need to focus on, clear with the concepts. Okay, I can ask you multiple questions, you will not be able to answer any if you have just crammed some of the questions of a particular topic. But if you have tried to understand the concept, I'm sure you will be able to have a debate with me on those questions, because you know the concept. When I'll ask you something, you know where I'm trying to pull you up, and you will fight with me. And that is the spirit which we need in the students. Okay, you should be able to stand with your point, and that can only happen when you are clear with the concept, when you know that yes, this is right. Okay, getting my point? So nothing is difficult, just forget about it, that 10th is difficult or 9th was difficult or 11th is difficult. Nothing is difficult. Difficulty stays here. And if you are clear with the concept, believe me, it will be a cakewalk for you. You will overcome these things, you will learn these concepts like this, because you are clear with the concepts. We talk about trigonometry, there are so many questions. We talk about quadratic equations, there are so many questions. You cannot cram every question. I mean, I can give you hundreds of questions. You cannot cram every question, but there is just one concept behind all those questions. If you are clear with that concept, you will be able to solve all those questions. And if you are running behind some particular questions, you will not be able to solve all the questions. Getting that? Speak right to learn right. So it happens most of the time that people are not even aware about the difference between a polynomial and an equation. They don't know what is polynomial, what is equation. So even when you do maths or even when you do physics, you need to speak while doing it. When you're doing something, you need to speak it as well. When you are seeing a quadratic equation, you need to say that it is a quadratic equation which is x square plus 2x plus 5 equal to 0, because this is the equation. But when I say x square plus 5x plus 2, this is not an equation, this is a polynomial. Are you getting, you must be saying that I am out of my mind. I said the same thing and I'm saying that it is not the equation, it is a polynomial. Let me tell you the difference. In the first thing I told you, x square plus 5x plus 3 equal to 0. This is the equation. And when it is just x square plus 5x plus 2, then this is a polynomial. So you need to understand these things. You should be clear with these things. I mean, I don't know if you already knew this or not. If you did, that's really good. But there are so many things like this. And that is not possible for us to talk about each and every situation in these 30 minutes, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that you need to speak right to learn right. When you speak right, it becomes a habit for you. And when it becomes a habit, it automatically comes out. Okay, you automatically do right things. You automatically solve the questions in a right way. So just try to speak right when you learn right. Okay. How to score a 90%. Now, this is something which is a very big question. And if someone has a real answer for this question, then I would say that everyone can get 90%, because you just need to get the answer how to get 90%. You got the answer, you will do that, you'll get 90%. It's not like that. First of all, when you are thinking about scoring 90%, then you should not think about that. What do I mean? That you need to think just once that I want to score more than 90%. You have thought it once, now just keep it aside. Never think about it again. Never. Because that will actually degrade your performance. You might have a performance anxiety, and we don't want you to be in there. You thought about once, you set your goal that you want to have 90% or more than 90%, that's it, keep it aside. Now just start working to get that, and never look back until you get there or you don't get there. Let the result decide. You do not decide in between that I will not be able to get it. Oh my God, I'm not performing well in my test. What will happen? That's okay, chill. You decide it once and then never think about it. Believe me, because this is going to be a big trouble for you if you're thinking about it again and again. When will you study then if you just keep on thinking about getting 90%? No, don't think that. Once you set your goal, I need to get 90%, keep it aside and start practicing, start working hard for it. How to do that? Grab the concept. Whatever you learn it by heart. Whatever you understand, just grab the whole concept as if you are clear with that. Things should be crystal clear in your mind. That is the strategy, that is the motto of your learning should be. Okay? When you learn a concept, learn it by heart. When you understand a concept, just understand it in a crystal clear way that now you can teach to others about that concept. If you have questions, shoot them. Never feel shy about asking questions. It's the best thing to ask questions. Okay. So these are very simple things, very simple tips, but believe me, these are the most effective tips. And these are the tips which differentiate a topper from a mediocre. Okay. Start thinking right now. We cannot procrastinate things. Why? I cannot say I'll study tomorrow, because tomorrow will never come. And when we talk about 10th, just like what we did in 8th, we cannot do in 10th. What we messed up in 9th, we cannot do that in 10th. We have a lot of things to study. We have a good syllabus, good amount of syllabus to cover, and for that we need to do this regularly. We cannot think that I'll study 1 week before my exams and I'll get 90 plus. No, my friend, you will not. Because you can cram things, but you cannot understand concepts, grab the concepts in just 1 week. It's a regular process. It's very simple process, but a regular process. You need to be determined. You need to be dedicated towards what you are doing. Okay, so dedication and determination. Just start learning right now. Start practicing from now. Do not procrastinate things. The next is, when you start something, complete it as well. This is very important. So when you start learning something, the most important thing is complete it right now. What we do is we start with a topic. So we try to solve 1 and 2 questions, which are very basic one. As soon as we move on to the third question, which is a bit tricky one, we try to say, I'll do that tomorrow. Don't do that. Don't do that. When you started something, just end it right now so that tomorrow you can have a next topic to understand, to solve questions on. Okay, so this is very important. This will actually ensure this particular fact that you are completing your topics one by one. So never leave a topic in between. If you have started something, just complete it. Okay, if you started something, just complete it. You started with a topic, let's say you started with trigonometry, you did some questions, you did some more questions, now you're confident about it, keep it aside, let's go to identities or let's go to mensuration. But when you start something, do not leave that in between. Complete it and then go to the next one. Getting that or not? Okay, so this is something which is very, very important for you. Okay, moving forward, strategies to follow. How can I become a topper? What are the strategies which toppers follow? So toppers actually follow determination, dedication. They're punctual. When they say I'll study, they do study. Okay, they are behind the concept. They are not behind the questions. Okay, so this is the mindset which you need to create with you as well. Okay, I'm here to help you in all the respects possible. You need any help from my side, I'll be there to help you. You can message me on Unacademy Educator app. You can comment in this video. I'll help you out with that. All your queries, if you're not able to concentrate on your studies, I'll help you out. But determination, dedication, punctuality, I need from you. Because this is something which I cannot teach you. This is something which you'll have to develop in yourself. Because this is your future and you need to decide which way, which road you need to go on. Okay, so whenever you study, revise it and practice it within the next 24 hours. So when I was in 10th, 11th and 12th, my teacher said to me the same thing, and believe me, I followed it and I got more than 90% in 10th and 12th as well. Okay, so whatever you study, may it be maths, may it be science, or may it be any other topic, just have a focus, be focused, and be determined that you are going to revise it and you are going to practice it within the next 24 hours. Because the essence of that particular thing which your teacher taught you remains here for the next 24 hours. And if you revise those concepts within the specified time limit, within 24 hours, if you practice some questions based on that, it remains with you for a very long time. It retains over here. So this is very important thing which you need to follow. Whatever you study, revise it and practice it within the next 24 hours. Okay, do not procrastinate things. Okay, start from today. So after the session, start with the topic. Whatever you have learned so far, start with the topic. Just try to solve as many questions as you can on that topic. Complete that. Be confident with that topic and then go to the next one. Okay, and do not focus on just getting the answer right. As I told you, focus on what? Focus on concept, because concept matters a lot. Okay, moving forward. So now the next session which we are going to talk about is going to be on real numbers, which is the very first chapter of your 10th mathematics syllabus. So we'll talk about real numbers. We'll talk about some of the very important concepts in real numbers so that we are crystal clear with that. We'll talk about some of the very important questions which have been asked multiple times in 10th examination. We'll solve those questions and I'll show you how simple things are if you know the concept right. Okay, so we'll do all these things in the next session. That's all from my side for this session. And yeah, we have so many courses on Unacademy Plus. We are going to start with so many courses for class 10th on Unacademy Plus. If you are planning to subscribe for Unacademy Plus, then you can download Unacademy Learning app and can subscribe from there. And this is my referral code, that is Suyash10, SUYASH. You can use this code and you will be able to avail 10% flat discount on your subscription. So go ahead, subscribe to Unacademy Plus courses, and I will see you guys in the next session. I hope you like the session, and thank you so much for connecting with me. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much.